does it mean to thrive on a college campus? You know, I think a lot of times we at universities say, well, we're going to be a strength-based campus. So the president comes out and says, everyone's going to know their top 5 themes. And we're going to name. And we need to get past that. We need to have kind of more of a bigger lens, if you will. Well-being is that lens. It lets us look at the different parts of our students and say, and our faculty and our staff, and then say, what does it look like to have, community? What does it look like to have financial well-being? What do those things mean to us as a community as a whole? And then how do we take a strengths-based approach to ensure that? Colleges nowadays are under a great amount of pressure, and rightly so, to really make sure students come out with that degree, but also with that career readiness. So when we talk about career readiness, one of the things we want students to have is this opportunity to do research or to have a great service project if you study abroad, and strengths really adds to that experience. The other part of that, though, is this. A lot of times students will go through, have those experiences, but not have the opportunity to talk about what it means to them. And what strengths does is first identifies their talents, really starts to get them to understand who they are and how they make their way through the world. And knowing that about them, they can start to talk about this is how they might approach their first job. I've had, for example, students walk in and not only talk about their top 5 themes, but then talk about how they use their top 5 themes in running a student organization or a research project, or how they worked with a difficult research mentor with their relator theme and being able to create relationships with them. When you're in an interview for a job and you're talking about how you make your way through the world, how you solve problems, that's the type of person employers are looking for. When I'm talking with students who have high executing themes, I want to do something with them, if I'm talking about financial well-being, something they can do, something they can act on, right? I want to give them things that they can really start to see themselves in. But if I have a group of students who are very high in, let's say, at strategic thinking themes, I might pull back a little bit and say, let's try to solve a problem and work through the problem and think through the different options. It's a different approach in terms of how I talk with students and how I coach students, but it's important that our students and faculty see that. Individuals I'm coaching, I want them to see themselves not only in the present, but I want them to be able to see themselves in the future and say, this is where I can go using my strengths.